What's up guys, Benji here, giving you like another instructional video. Finally got a Zerg sending me a nice email here. It is FaDeMeatex. So I have actually kind of been reading the Battle.net forums, and I noticed that a lot of Fade members are there. So you know, pretty decent clan at least. They're very active at the very least. If not, they have a lot of damn members, so that's pretty awesome. But basically, Meatex has sent me a tell. He's like, well, not a tell, sent me an email. He's like, yeah, I got 2 replays. The other one was interesting. I might do that one another time, but I'll definitely reply to it at least. This one, its title is Damn Terran Mech is OP. So definitely having trouble with Terran Mech, and you know what, Terran Mech is pretty brutal. It's quite hard to deal with. It's all about scouting it to start with, realizing what they're doing and doing it early. But I was watching this game, I've watched it twice, and I was watching it going, whoa, it's really not that, like it's that obvious mistake. I've actually watched it a few times to figure out what's going on. So Meatex is actually, I'll start now so you guys got an idea. First of all, scouting is a big issue. We'll get into that in a second. Second one is Zerg openings. Now, Zerg are pretty damn strong late game. I think most guys will agree there. Haven't played Bronze, Silver, Gold sort of level for a long time, so I'm not sure if you guys are finding the same thing. But once you start getting on 3 and 4 bases, Zerg are really, really strong. I get a small lag there. Slightly annoying, but that's okay. But yeah, as Zerg start getting those bases, start getting maxed out, start taking the map over, it just becomes like stupid. So early game is where they have the most issue. Pretty much like with their openers, like their first build, they always, most Zergs expand first. You should be trying to expand first as Zerg. It's the strongest opening you can get. Maybe not with your first building, but definitely in the first 25 supply. There you go. 25 supply expansion is considered late as Zerg. Anything after that, and you're pretty much all in. But yeah, Nyx is the opponent here. I don't know, nothing against Nyx, but you know what, you're Terran, so bad luck. I like this. Gas Steel. Okay, now, this is a good scout. I'm going to pause it here. Right now, an early scout to see what the Terran's doing. Now, you're probably scouting, like, oh, what's going on? Okay, when you're a Zerg against Terran, there's 2 things to look for, okay? First one is barracks. How many has he got? Is he getting 1? Is he getting 2? 2 usually means a lot of Marines early, so you probably need speedlings and maybe some spine crawlers that are natural to defend it. Have a look back here. Is he taking gas? If so, it's usually a tech-oriented build. He usually wants to tech up quickly, possibly a mech build. Could also be for Banshees. They're pretty much the 2 openings you see when they take gas. Either that or some really crazy stuff, which, you know what, it's too unique to even mention. It's either going to be sort of mech or Banshees, okay? They're interesting. So what I like here, first of all, is we've got him sending his Overlord down. This is what you need to do as Zerg. Send this Overlord down either to this bottom spot here or alternatively up here so you can sacrifice it. It's key. Also, take this gas. This is good. He's also cancelled it and gone to poke around, see if there's any shenanigans going on. He hasn't seen anything. That's fine. Marines out. Let this finish, okay? If you let this finish, he has to kill it. And then his Banshee build is slower. You want to lose it? You need to build the extractor? Okay, good. That's good. That's good. You know what? Just sort of cancelling, rebuilding it spends even more time. Delaying that second gas is key. If he's going 2 Raxes and he hasn't taken gas, there's really no point taking that because he doesn't need it. It's pretty much just wasting your money and a drone. If you can, pull a drone out and save it, and that's fine. But if he's taking 1 gas, take the other. We do actually see here a factory going up. Is it out of range? Yes, so we can't see that. Nice, delaying it again. That's good. I like that. That's awesome. Do that. So first of all, the factory's going up and a reactor's going up. I'm going to pause right now. When you see this, right, as Zerg, basically they are going for reacted Helions. Pretty much 900 times out of 1,000. No, sorry, 999 times out of 1,000. That's correct. That's what I mean. So it's pretty rare that they don't do that. Sometimes they might get a tech lab here. Let's not talk about that. Let's ignore that. Let's just talk about pure mech. So if you see a reactor going on a barracks quite early and a factory being built, I'm going to speed it up a bit here. And, okay, you know what? Let's keep going a little bit more, sorry, and pause. Right now, we're at the 5-minute mark of the game. Now, this is key, because this is usually when I sacrifice my Overlord. 5 minutes to me, so you have the in-game clock down here. Use it, turn it on. It's information you can use. Supply-wise, it's usually around 30, 36. Let's see what Zerg's on. 24, so, okay, could be improving there, that's okay. Let's not talk about that. I mean, obviously, master level players, you kind of just build more. They've got much more refined early builds. But still, this Overlord's in position. What you can do is sack it over the top, right? And then you can see what's going on. Okay? That's what that Overlord's for. You know what costs an Overlord? It sucks that it does cost an Overlord, but it's just what we have to do. No use whining about it, we just have to do it. That's fine. Well, notice in this game he doesn't do that. So really, his information as far as the Terran base right now is he's got a racks, 2 supply depots, getting orbital command, and getting gas. That's all he knows. Why is he getting the gas? What's he going to use that gas for? Building Marines doesn't cost gas. Clearly wants some tech. As you can see, Helion's coming out here. Alright, let's fast forward a little bit more. Let's wait for this hatchery to finish. This is a very late hatchery, by the way. But right now. Okay, right now, my first instinct is to put down 2 spine crawlers, okay? Against 9 builds out of 10. The only build that those 2 spine crawlers don't help with is Banshee builds, okay? Every other build it will help with. And most Banshee builds even have Helions in there, so sometimes it even helps that. So put 2 spine crawlers at your natural. Now, if they are going 2 racks, you want the 2 spine crawlers at the front. If they're not, build 1 here and 1 here. That will cover your hatchery and your drones, okay? And what you want to do then when Helions come, block your ramp. So then he can't get into your main. He can't really do damage to natural because the spine crawler's there. And then you pretty much just get a bunch of units and slowly push him away from your base. You take no damage. He's built a lot of Helions that can't do much, except scout, which is fine. No one really wins or loses out of that situation, but you don't lose, which is key. By the way, 5 supply depot wall, that's nuts. But the other thing to point out as well, if I walk up this ramp right now, I could see the barracks, the tech lab, this factory, and this reactor factory. There's no reason. There's no reason to not have links at the bottom of the ramp, and just every now and again run one up and run it back down again. Okay, even if you lose one, 25 minerals for a scout of their base is key. Even if you can't seal their buildings, let's go back a minute. You know what? It's a replay. I can do this. I can be like, back up. 6-minute mark, right? If he ran up the top of the ramp, he would have seen 2 Helions. He would have seen all the information. Let's unpause. This is on times 8, so I'll slow it down to times 2, that'll do. So you can see Helions coming. If he kept running up the ramp, he could keep seeing this. That is a very odd replay. I don't know the meaning behind that. I don't think it's that good a choice personally. But yeah, so layer going down here, people do that, it's fine. I'm not going to... People do it in the main, people do it in the natural. It doesn't make... just a quick note, it doesn't really matter because if you do it in the natural and your natural dies, you pretty much lost the game anyway, to be honest with you. Anyway, unpause. Tries unsuccessfully with Lings to kill that. Now, okay, stop right here. If he had 2 spine crawlers up by now, what are these things going to do? Take a lot of damage. Then all you do is pretty much just maybe even pull the drones into the main. Okay? Income-wise right now, Zerg is 10 drones ahead. Okay? That is a decent lead. Okay? The other thing I want to point out as well, as Zerg, keep an eye on when your opponent takes this expansion. This Overlord can kind of do it, but remember, always sacrifice, it's dead. Put a Ling like here. No Terran really checks there until they've planted their command center and it goes and attacks some SCVs. Really? So keep a Ling here, and then when they put their command center down, you can feel safe. If they never put their command center down, you got to be like, okay, he's going for a crazy 1 base thing, and you need to know what's going on with that. We'll talk about that later. So basically here you'll see, look at these Helions. They do a lot of damage because he has no spine crawlers to defend it. So against Terran, 2 spines. Right now he wants a spine crawler. He realizes, oh, I could use a spine crawler right now. Starts making it, but it's a bit late. I'm going to fast forward it because, you know what, watching that die isn't very fun. This is good, okay? Had the queens there to block that run up the ramp. That is good. You need the spines here to be able to kill this, otherwise they just clear out that base. Fast forward, he doesn't actually kill that layer, thank God, this is going to be over. Nice transducers there to save it. And a few Lings coming through, killing most of them. Spine crawler doing damage. The spine crawlers just do so much against that. And then more Lings will pop out. Now, we're just going to land this as well. Let's fast forward a little bit more. There we go. And it does die. Alright, let's pause it right here as I fumble my hotkeys and get it back down to faster. Alright, let's see what the damage is. It's almost dead, by the way. That's close. Income tab, 23 to 21. Had a 10 advantage. He lost 10. He's built a lot of Lings, which are pretty much useless in this game. I'm going to have to rewind at some point here. I forgot to mention something. That's okay. We'll go to it at the end. Right now he's got Thors out. Okay, Mech gets Thors. Just keep in mind though that if they go Helion with reacted Helion, it's very, very common follow-up is also Banshee. So be wary of that. If you see like 4 Helions coming at you, just be, okay, yeah, there are 4 Helions here. I need to deal with these, but then I've got to consider he might go Banshee next. Okay, it's a very old school build, but people still do it. But because people have been doing it for so long, like in the higher levels, people stop doing that build with Banshees because it really just people spot it. They're like, oh, probably Banshees next. Let's go blind counter it. Ling's here. You know what? Look at this Zerg right now. He cannot see anything that's going on here. He has not scouted this in a while. Now this is a lot of Banelings. I don't agree with this at all. Okay, checking supplies real quickly. It's even. Okay, now doing this kind of all in. This is pretty much I want to kill you with this. Now, What do you think you're going to do with this? Okay, that's a lot of Banes. Okay, he's got Hellions out for starters, so he's going to be able to do a lot of damage to the Banes. What else does he have? Does he have a Thor? Does he have tanks? Does he have a Banshee up there waiting? You don't even know this, and yet you're willing to commit to this Baneling bust. And even if when you break in with the Banelings, then what? Okay, I sound harsh. I know. I'm sorry for that, but it's something you got to ask yourself. Why are you doing this? I mean, yeah, that's a lot of supply depots, and you will probably get a lot of kills with that. And that's actually probably a decent idea, but he doesn't even know they're there. If you come to the Banelings, we'll see what kind of damage they do. It's fun, obviously. Oh my god, kills all the supply. Look at that. Kills 4 of them. And actually goes into the factory. Gets a tech lab on that. That's fine. Clears most of it out. That's actually not bad damage. Not bad, considering it's now brought the Terran down to 45 out of 11. So there's no other supply depot on his base at all. He's just using orbital command. So that's supply captain. That's good. Now we're going to go on to our next lesson. Now the next lesson is when you engage mech. Now you can engage mech differently, especially these early pushes here. Fast forward a little bit more because it takes so long to go across the map. Alright, now when you're playing against, let's pause for a second here because, oh my god, I'm allowed to. When you're playing against biomech, we're going to call it biomech. It's when you have marines and tanks. You want to engage it on creep, but before the tanks have sieged up. Okay, they're 2 keys. If you have a lot more units than him, just engaging, you can engage off creep, but before the tanks have sieged up, that's fine. If you let them set up in this sort of choke point here, it's going to be hard to break. That is biomech. That's marine tank. This is Thor. Now think about it differently though. Thor, right, are slow. They can't reinforce. From them getting here, from attacking him here and attacking him down at his base, there's pretty much no difference at all. Okay. The difference is how many units have you got? Okay, right now he's got this many lings. Let's just pause for a second. He has 8, 16, 20 lings. Okay, he's got 4 more building. He's got a bunch of lava down here, and he has money to make about. He can make about 20 more lings. Instead, he's just going to engage with small parts of his army. He's almost going to kill both of these Thors. So he engages with his first 20 lings. Okay, look, this does a lot of damage. That's awesome. Look, he's almost going to get one. That gets one of them into red, other one into yellow, and you might think, wow, that's a lot of damage. Now you got to realize, okay, now I've got nothing left. Now I build another round of units. He does land 2 mules. This is good. Terran's playing well, I gotta say. Terran is doing quite well. There are ways to beat this. So you know what? Mule's gonna come out and repair this. That's fine. And then you're gonna have another round of units saved up. Let's fast forward a little bit so I patch, and here are the more lings. So once again, sending those small packs of lings in. Now what happens if you just waited until he was here and then engaged with all of those things? Use a spine crawler to delay. You would have killed everything here much more convincingly. Hold back until the last possible moment. And that's actually quite hard because the lair was so low on health. But, I mean, that's something you can fix. Lair could be on max health right now. You can even let the lair go down to half health. There's no harm in that. It's not suddenly going to crit it and kill it. You can just sit back, wait. And then when you have to engage, otherwise you lose your lair or you lose a lot of drones, then engage and you'll have more units. Hard for him to reinforce because it's cross map. Just putting that idea out for you guys. Second of all, army composition. Lings are okay against Thors. Lings are not okay against Hellions. I mean, early on you can kind of catch them and deal with it, but cost effectively it's not good against an army. So what you want to start getting against mech is Ling, Baneling, Roach. I want to put emphasis on Roach as well. Roaches are a great unit against everything here. Hellions just melt to him. He does have the Roach War, and yeah, he's not building him. But yeah, anyway, so game's pretty much over here. I'm just going to fast forward to the end so you guys can see exactly what happens. It's really irrelevant for the rest of the replay. I want to actually go back to a part of this opening that I want to correct. Yep, cool, he's going to mess up a bit. He was supply capped, but now he's unsupply capped. So now he's getting more units, and he's going to get tanks as well, and yeah. Just want to point out right now as well, Terran still hasn't expanded, and his main is almost mined out. He's actually going to expand now at 15 minutes. So if you held off that the first push and then the second one, Zerg is in a massive, massive lead. That's all it is against one base mech. Holding off those pushes and not losing hatcheries and drones from those pushes. If you can do that, you've pretty much just won the game. It's not like this keeps going forever and ever, okay? This does stop when he's on one base. But yeah, fast forward. I don't know why I paused that. I just want to see what happens at the end of the game because it's really irrelevant. And, oh my god, engage. Pause. Whoops, slow it down a bit. There we go. Engagement with Banelings. Oh my god, but Banelings don't kill Thors. So we got enough of them. Good. That'd be interesting. That Thor's on 4 health. Have a Queen. Go kill it, Queen. Someone kill it. Oh, I hate seeing Thors on 1 health or 4 health. It's always annoying. But yes, fast forward. Gonna see GG in a second here. And there we go. Well, it doesn't GG. That's fine. You know what? One basing? It's a GG. You don't GG one basing. I'm serious. If he's 20 minutes in the game and he hasn't expanded, I don't GG either. I'm just like, yeah, okay. So let's go back to the start, the opening. Let's have a look at what buildings he makes, okay? So that's actually very early. 5 minutes. Let's see when he builds his Bane Nest. Okay, so right now, fast forward. Oh, actually, another thing I want to point out. Oh, bit early, sorry. Fast forward times 2. Okay, now. Right now, when you go speedling opening, these are small things that I hope helps out, okay? This is just going to be completely random. I've talked about the other stuff, but let's talk about this very quickly. With speedling build, when you get 100 gas, take your guys off gas, put them back on minerals until you expand, then put them back on gas. You want to get that expansion up. That's what you want, that expansion. The faster you get that is great. You don't need gas right now. You want gas so you can get fast zergling speed. Zergling speed is 100 minerals, right? So you do that, and that way you get more minerals. Sorry, it's 100 gas, but you put them back on minerals so you get more minerals, so you can get the 2 queens out, you can get the hatchery out, and get that set up, then back on gas. Okay, instead he's going to go for his Bane Nest. Now my question is right now, bang, why do you want that Bane Nest? For what reason do you need Banelings right now? That's my question. If you maybe scouted 2 racks and you might think you might SCV all in, you could be like, you know what, I'm going to blind counter and see if I'll just get a quick Bane Nest. 2 Banes will completely demolish that push. 2 Banes will kill the SCVs and then Lings will overrun the Marines, for those guys wondering. But he's not. He's gone, well, as far as you know, he's gone for a tech build. So why Banelings? Why Banelings? That's my question. I mean, against other builds, that'd be a smart choice. Don't get me wrong, but just think about it. What you scout relates to what you need. Okay? Now let's have a look here. Actually, you know what? Let's bring another concept in here. If you scout 1 racks and you're in this low level, why don't you get a Roach Warren instead? It's 150 minerals. It's pretty safe. And that way, if you see Helions coming at you or you see a Thor push coming at you, you can build a few Helions, a few Roaches up really quickly. And that way, you will deal with the Helions. You will also deal with the Thors. Helions do well. So Roaches do well against Thors. Not that, like, it's not, oh, 5 Helions, oh, 5, wow, Helions. 5 Roaches will kill a Thor. It's, you know, a bit harder than that, but I'm just pointing out. Next thing, so expansion is now up. It's actually 6 minutes into the game. That's actually very late. You need to get that expansion up earlier, and that comes back to the gas. You need to get that gas, guys off gas, so you can get that expansion up quicker, and back on gas. Now, Spinecrawler takes about 40 seconds to build. I'm just keeping an eye on the time. And you know what? Those 2 Spinecrawlers would have been up right about now if he, I'm pretty sure about now if he did actually make them straight away, even with this late thing. So there you go. Just a few things to change with your opening, okay? First of all, 2 spines at your natural. Second of all, pull the guys off gas when you're at 100. Get your natural up, get the queens out, and then back on gas. 3, if you don't see 2 racks, get a Roach Warren, just to be safe, okay? Just to be safe. If you start playing it and you realize, I don't need the Roach Warren, don't get it. This Bane Nest here, if you realize you don't actually get, like, he's not actually making Banelings, so you don't need that. That's 100 minerals and 50 gas that you could have in drones. It's got all this lava sitting around. But I mean, it plays fine. Small things like that. Like if you had those 2 Spinecrawlers up, you wouldn't have lost these 10 drones, which means you would have had more units for second push. That's such a small thing, but when you're playing Zerg, small things like that add up when you go into the mid game. So there you go. Hope that helped. Hope it's not too complex for you. Just a few small changes, and I think you could have held that off. It's play very safe against Terran early game. Until you're playing in Masters League, you really don't need to be cutting corners against Terran players. You can play safe. You can get a few extra units out, but just keep in mind you want to be droning and droning. You don't want to be doing 1-base stuff. So get the Spinecrawlers up to feel safe. Get a Roach Warren because they're great units to have against mech. You know what? If he has Marines as well, get a few Roaches. Roaches beat Marines as well. And keep an eye on Banshees as well. Third thing I want to point out again, remember this Overlord, sacrifice it, okay? It's not there to look pretty. Make sure you throw it. It's hard to do, I know. You want to keep your Overlords alive, but at some point you have to scout out what he's doing, what he's up to. Because if he's going Banshees, and if he's going for Thors, you need 2 different responses, okay? Otherwise you're just guessing. Anyway, hope that helped you guys. Zerg is quite complex, I know, but once you start learning how to play it, they're a lot of fun to play, and you start winning a lot of games. They're a strong race when you learn how to play them properly. So, thanks for watching. Check out the other videos as well, and keep sending me your replays. I love watching them. just helping you guys out. So cheers.